Yeah.
So I'm really nervous for Kyle Rittenhouse because they're going into the third day of deliberations or whatever.
Yeah.
This is the most clear-cut case of self-defense anyone's ever seen on the planet.
Why the hell do they need any deliberation?
Well, they have to go through multiple counts. I mean, they charge the kid with so many different things. They're having to go through every single count as a jury, and at the end of the day, they want to make sure they dot their I's and cross their T's.
It makes me think there's somebody in there. There's a juror in there going, nah, he shouldn't have been there.
Yeah.
He's guilty. He shouldn't have been there. Or something, you know?
Yeah. And I've heard, I don't know if you've all seen, there's rumors that 2 jurors withheld the innocent verdict because they were, scared for their lives. I don't know how the hell they still...
They're out there protesting in front of the court right now.
And they had to deploy 500 National Guard troops for the trial.
Yeah, I was watching some of it. There was a fist fight between one side and the other side.
Yeah.
All these Black Lives Matter people are screaming with megaphones. These jurors have to leave there every night and go back home.
Right.
And they're not sequestered, which is so stupid, dude.
We have more soldiers in front of the courthouse for this trial than we do actively working the
Texas border.
The Texas border.
Wow.
Can you believe that?
Wow. Get out of our country.
Listen. Yeah,
and now we have a child. He was a child at the time, was he not? Well, to Florida standards, he was a child. I don't know up in Kenosha.
He was still a child.
Was it? Okay, so we had a child in America who had to defend himself against criminals, because that's what they were. They were criminals. They've been criminals. They have records a mile long.
Yeah.
And instead of the criminals on trial and having to defend themselves against criminal charges, you have this innocent kid up there on the stand defending himself. It's backwards.
He'd be dead if he didn't defend himself.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
I mean, this is all backwards. And you know what? They probably would have killed him. And they wouldn't have faced any charges.
Wouldn't even made the news.
Yeah.
Wouldn't even made the news.
No.
Lots of people were killed in these fucking BLM riots. Not put on trial. Nobody's put on trial.
So the jurors have to cater to the mob, the angry mob, whoever they're afraid of the most.
Yeah.
So you have to choose between doing the right thing, or
your
or being
livelihood.
or then you have to worry about the angry mob coming to your house and killing you and your family or something.
And how many of these jurors, you think, have full-time jobs and their boss and their co-workers know exactly where they are because they're having to call out of work?
The jurors know that the conservatives won't go after them and try to kill them.
Right.
That's what the lefties do.
Yeah.
Well, my thing on this is when are we going to become the angry mob? When
level the playing field?
Like, look, it's like when are we going to start standing up for ourselves? When are we going to say enough's enough?
That's not going to happen.
Is this going to be kind of like what happened with Hitler? You know, are we just going to walk calmly and peacefully to the gas chambers? Is that what we're going to do?
Dude, you're asking when we're going to...
It looks like it.
When we're
it does look like it, doesn't it, Jeff?
Yeah, if you're asking when we're finally going to become the angry mob, it was illegal
He
for
wasn't
him to
old
possess
enough
a
to
gun.
purchase the gun?
But he
was
could have
17.
possession of
But
it.
yeah.
Right, but that's the thing. It was illegal for that one felon that had his bicep shot out to possess a gun.
He was a felon.
Right? Why isn't that motherfucker the one sitting on the defendant's stand?
Why didn't he go to jail?
And see, this is the whole Second Amendment argument. And
He only shot 3 people, and all 3 of them were criminals.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder, like, if he'd have shot 100 people, would it be
What are the
100
chances?
criminals and
I know.
pedophiles?
And this is the Second Amendment argument when we talk about this case. So now here's what we have. We have the argument that us Second Amendment proponents have been, throwing out there this whole time. Listen, criminals are always going to have guns. Yeah. Okay, they're always going to be criminals, and they're always going to attempt to victimize people that are not criminals. It's always going to happen. And the one thing that will stop a criminal in their track from making you a victim is a gun.
Mm-hmm. This is going to change everything. If Kyle Rittenhouse is found guilty, then
Yep.
Essentially, at least in Wisconsin, you are not going to be able to defend yourself ever.
Not only in Wisconsin, they're going to use this across the
Everywhere.
U.S.
Think about it. Americans' right of self-defense is on trial right now.
Yes, it is.
And then they're going to take away, then they're going to go through the laws, they're going to go through the gun laws, and they're going to say, okay, well, how do we make sure that parents, keep firearms out of children's hands, period. And it's not the right thing to do in America.
Nope.
Listen, we have the right to hunt, right? We have the right to target shoot. We have the right to defend ourselves. Fuck off.
So they're going to take all that shit away from us. They're going to try. So imagine all the innocent people that are going to be getting killed if Rittenhouse is found guilty.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's going to be people that have weapons, and when they're attacked, they're going to go, I wonder if I should do something, and then they get killed.
Yeah, and it's a split second.
Kind of like a cop when
What's the statistic
when they pull
with-
over a black guy
Right.
and he does something. If he pulls a gun on him and they hesitate, the cop's dead.
Right. What's the statistic with the all violent interactions are like 3 seconds, 3...
Yeah, it's the 3-3-3 rule, and we've seen that with the Kyle Rittenhouse case. So what the FBI says, statistically speaking, is that most violent encounters happen at 3 feet.
Wow.
3 shots are fired in 3 seconds. If you watch the Kyle Rittenhouse video, what happened? 3 feet, okay? It was about 3 seconds, and the violence had already happened.
Wow.
Something tells me Kyle Rittenhouse, did he have a lot of training?
He did, yeah. He was trained. He trained with the police department, with the fire,
Shooting?
with the AMTs. With
I know,
He's
but
talking about shooting.
Hey.
I think that he had
I don't
enough
know.
training.
Yeah.
So I mean,
He
think
did
about
pretty
this.
fucking good.
Well, here's the
that
deal.
That kid was like, he had, as they said, the hero complex. He was training to be a fucking firefighter, an EMT, doing medical
I'm not going to
shit.
say the hero complex. I want to say he was training to be a good damn American,
Hell
and
yeah.
we need more of him.
Hell
And here's
yeah.
the thing, you know,
I defend Kyle Rittenhouse.
he had an
all the
AR-15 rifle, and AR-15 rifles are designed, manufactured for the military. And when they designed this rifle, okay, they designed it to be put in the hands of 17, 18, and 19-year-olds to fight for our freedom.
Because that's who fights for it.
That's who fights for our freedom. So, you know,
So I don't think these people are going to riot if Rittenhouse is found innocent, because the National Guard ain't going to put up with that crap.
the National Guard's not going to do shit.
You don't
Yeah.
think?
No.
Really?
How many times have we heard the National Guard have...
What
They've
can the
never.
National
The
Guard
National
do?
Guard's never been anywhere.
No, we've heard them. They've been deployed many times during the 2020 fucking BLM
They went to the
parades.
Capitol.
It's
and,
a show of force. The National Guard's not going to do anything.
You don't
And listen,
think?
no, and I'm not talking bad about the guys that are serving in the National Guard, but the leadership. Listen,
They have their hands tied.
dude, most of the military has.
So you think that
far
they're
As
left.
a matter of fact, the National Guard is going to be there to protect the people burning shit down from the vigilantes that are going to be there to stop them. What happened when
I
Kyle
wouldn't doubt it,
Rittenhouse?
dude.
What happened when Kyle
I
Rittenhouse?
hate these
shot
words
people?
that you're using tonight.
What happened when Kyle
Vigilantes.
Rittenhouse shot people? What happened when he did what he did? The police they were letting people burn shit down, and then when he did something, he had to like fucking go and turn himself in and shit. They took him in, no problem. But everybody else that killed someone that night or hurt someone walked away.
Yeah.
Well, of course, because only a criminal would run. Kyle didn't run. He didn't do anything wrong. He had no reason to run.
Well, he tried getting away, avoiding it.
Yeah.
Well, no, what I'm saying is he didn't run from the police. He walked right up to him. It's on video with his hands up
Right.
and turned himself in. He had no reason to run from the police
Right.
like these other freaking criminals did that night.
Right, but why wasn't the police pursuing said criminals after they did shit? You know what I mean?
They were told to sit there and do nothing.
Right, exactly.
We have a misconception about law enforcement in this country anyway. Do you guys want
They
to
do what they're told.
Well, not only that, but here's the thing.
Yeah.
So everyone thinks that law enforcement officers are there to serve and protect, and that's not true. Law enforcement officers are there to investigate crimes. Investigate crimes means that the crime has already taken place.
Yep.
You're responsible for your own safety. You're responsible for protecting yourself. They're responsible for investigating it after it freaking happens.
And arresting the criminal that did it.
I'll give you
Nobody's there
give you a
to
good
protect
example.
and serve. Yeah.
That damn cop, Stoneman Douglas, right? They had that school
No, he
resource
hid.
officer,
Yeah.
and he hid. And then, what did the federal judge say? He has no duty. He had no duty to protect, no duty to act as a law enforcement officer. And still, what the hell do we do in this country? You know, we rely on that. These people out here, man, they're sheeple. They're sheeple. That's what they are.
The thin blue line waving jabronis, they don't get it. They don't get what police is about.
And I love law enforcement officers. I was a cop for many years. But listen, let's be real here, okay? They have a job, and that's their job. Bottom line, you get very, very lucky if you're the victim of a crime and a cop pulls up on it when it's happening.
Yeah.
You're so lucky if that
and
happens.
That's why we have the Second Amendment, because you are your own protector and server,
You are
not
your
the
own-
fucking thin blue line.
Could you
Yeah.
imagine?
Yeah.
Could you imagine what this country would be like without the Second Amendment?
It would be another third world shithole. I mean, the third world has police, but it's fucking 10 times more dangerous than in.
Well,
in the US.
imagine what this country would be like if we didn't have any police at all.
Actually, I wish it was that way because then we could handle business.
It'd be like
the wild west.
It'd be like
outlaw justice.
Syria
Well,
or
right.
something.
Well,
Yeah.
so. And this is just another opinion.
In Syria, the only people who are trained to fucking kill people are the terrorists. There aren't any good people that are armed
there wouldn't
and
be any-
trained
yeah,
in
there-
the in
it'd be
Syria
the
like
same
it is
here,
in the
dude.
U.S. No, but in the U.S. you have a lot of good people that can take care of themselves. That
If there are no
they're
police, it'd be
competent
like
with firearms.
Africa where you have all these warlords and shit.
I don't want to be in a society without law enforcement. They have a really good place in our society, and
Yeah.
I just know this: we're losing the foundation of this country because the Second Amendment, bottom line, is the foundation of America.
Yep.
It really is.
Did you see the picture? I guess it's a famous picture now of Kyle Rittenhouse on the ground like that, and that dude in the air
Yeah.
going
Kicking
to kick
him in the head.
Yeah, well, sorry.
Did you just imitate the sound of the kick to
I
the
guess.
Rittenhouse's head?
I'm not sure what. I just thought I just kicked the table, but I made a weird noise. So apparently, like that wasn't the guy that got killed. He was just a dude that was trying to kick him, and then when Kyle shot that dude,
The
he
other
hauled
guy
ass.
ran. Oh.
Yeah, so that guy who was I listening to talking about this guy?
Yeah.
I think it was Officer Tatum. Anyways, it doesn't matter.
What happened to that guy?
Oh no, it was Salty Cracker. So it came out who that guy was, because apparently that guy volunteered to be a witness, and then when they looked into his background, they were like, "Oh no, thanks, dude." I mean, so his criminal record made everybody else's criminal record look like kindergarten.
See, and that's
shit.
sad because that should have been. He should have been. That's sad. That's sad that our criminal justice
Yes.
system's
So
like
what
that.
Salty Cracker's episode was about, it was only like a 6-minute episode.
Yeah.
He does a lot of those. So he reads off his rap sheet and then tells you what happened, what his punishment was. And this goes back like 7 or 8 years.
Yeah.
And it's like 15 times in a row he commits crimes.
Yeah.
And then he never ever goes to prison.
Yeah.
He just gets, first time he got put on parole.
Huh.
And then every time he gets busted doing some kind of stupid crime,
Right.
they just parole violation. They extended his parole, and they just did that like 12 times or something. And he never once went to fucking.
And that's the thing. Why?
And now he's trying to curb stomp a 17-year-old.
Why was the pedophile Joseph Rosenbaum convicted 5 times of raping children, and he was still out free? What the fuck is going on with our damn
It's
legal
because the
system?
left-
They get a slap on the hand for raping a kid.
Dude, what?
Yeah.
Isn't that kind of what? Isn't when one person is trying to, or a group of people are trying to take over and a government? Isn't that what they do? Don't they release all the prisoners, cause chaos? You know what I mean? Isn't that kind of what's going on?
So Kyle essentially he interacted with 4 random BLMers, and all 4 of them are one is a rapist, a wife beater, a guy with like a mile.
If Joe Biden came out tomorrow and
Yeah.
said, you know how he wants to give illegals, $500,000,
Yeah,
and nobody can stop it.
yeah,
What if tomorrow he came out and said, we're releasing all prisoners?
yeah. I mean, they're already working on it.
Well, I mean, he's
liable to do that too.
could he do that and nobody can stop him?
He can literally.
We haven't
pardon
stopped him
everyone.
on anything else he's done so
No,
far.
we got open borders.
Name
dude.
one thing that we've been successful at blocking Biden. from doing.
Nothing,
Well, you can't when you have Republicans up in Congress voting.
dude. No, and
Against
nobody in
us.
this country. What's he got? What's his approval rating? 38%, and Kamal's is 28%.
Yeah.
That's the worst in modern American history
Yeah.
for a president and vice president. So he doesn't have the backing of the people.
What do they say? There's
And
big
he's
trouble
still
in Little
doing his
Chinatown.
shit. Still building backwards better.